What's up, guys? Julian here with another daily for you. I hope you're super excited because I am super excited because spoiler season has begun for Return to Ravnica. Man, we've been waiting for a long time for this. Remember when they announced Return to Ravnica back forever ago? And like everyone was super excited, and then spoiler season for M13 started, and everyone was like, I don't really care about M13. I really want Ravnica, right? So we're all super excited. So I'm excited too, and so I want to talk about some of the spoilers today, as well as some of the things that as a more competitive player that I look at with the spoilers. So let's talk about it. Now I'm not gonna talk about all of them, right? But I'm gonna try and make a daily every day, starting today. Like right now, on MTG Salvation, there are 76 spoilers, and I'm not gonna talk about all of them. But hopefully tonight there'll be more spoilers. I'll make another one, and then I'll start talking about all the spoilers as they come out. Hopefully, we'll get all of them. Anyway, so for today I'm going to talk about my favorite spoilers here, and I'll also talk about, like I said, some of the things that I do to prepare. And first I have a story for you that has nothing to do with spoilers. So, with rotation happening in about 30 days, give or take, I just kind of came to the realization that there are no more competitive tournaments before then that are standard. So I am not playing Delver again competitively, which is sad. I've been playing that deck since January or February. Like 6 months I've been playing this deck now. And I'm kind of bummed I won't be playing it anymore, but whatever. All good things must come to an end. And so, yeah, so I decided, for these FNMs and for these Monday Night Magics and stuff, I'm not gonna play Delver. Maybe I will, but I don't think so. And I'd rather play other decks that are more fun or like just different and just whatever. So I played Sam Black's blue-black tap-out deck today. That deck is really bad. Oh, that deck is brutal. I forgot what it's like not to play with like fair cards, not to play with Delver or Bonfire. And man, that is just ugly. That was not fun at all. Anyway, I guess that's the end of the story. I got really take 0-2. I 0-2'd my Monday Night Magic. I have not done that like since I started playing Magic. That was really embarrassing. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about spoilers. That's way more fun. I don't know why I told you guys that story. Okay, so spoilers. I'm not going to talk about all of them, right? But here we go. The first one, of course, Jace, Architect of Thought. That's the first big spoiler that I want to talk about. So let's talk about his ability. So Jace, he costs 2 and 2 blue. Planeswalker Jace comes in with 4 loyalty. His +1 until your next turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, it gets -1, -0 until end of turn. -2, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. An opponent separates them into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library in any order. And -8. For each player, search that player's blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't want to read that. So Jace, what do I think about Jace? He's not bad. He's not great. They're just not making planeswalkers like they used to, right? I mean, you don't have any more Elspeths, right? And that's fine. They probably made them too powerful at the beginning. But of course, like, Jace Mind Sculptors or Jace Bellerens and Elspeth and Ajani, like, they don't make them like they used to. He's just not that great. He's okay. I think he is better than Tamiyo. I would put him above Tamiyo. But both of them still not very high. I played with Tamiyo. She just doesn't do enough. She just doesn't do enough. And people say things like her ultimate wins you the game, her ultimate wins you the game. But you cannot rate a planeswalker on their ultimate. You just cannot do that. Because if we're talking about that, then play Venser, right? Venser has an amazing ultimate. I mean, you can't rate a planeswalker on ultimates. It doesn't matter at all. You have to rate them on the abilities that they do. Like when they come into play, what do they do? And Jace is, I don't know, they have the Planeswalker test, which he somewhat fails. He can't protect himself. And he doesn't really, I don't know, he's just not that great. The reason I like him more than I like Tamiyo, though, is because at least he can draw cards immediately. And at worst, he's draw 2 lands, right? I mean, like because, you flip the top 3 and they put your best card on one side and the other 2 on the other side. And you could draw 2 cards. Maybe you draw your good card there. I mean, and that's fine. But I hate that they go on the bottom of your library. I really wish they would go into your graveyard. Because then you could at least try something with, like, Think Twice and Desperate Ravings and Faithless Looting or some sort of flashback something. My dad just came home. That was kind of funny. Anyway, so... oh, right. Yeah, because like they don't go in the graveyard. That kind of bums me out. If they did, I think it'd be better. But because of Snapcaster Mage potentially, or you just I think you have more options when they're in the graveyard as compared to the bottom of your library. Okay, so anyway, but the good thing is at least you can do it immediately. Because like, a lot of times with Tamiyo, you're doing something like Day of Judgment. I know there's not Day of Judgment in the new set, but something like Day of Judgment, and then playing Tamiyo, and you don't get to draw cards. Whereas with Jace, at least you can play him and draw cards immediately. The +1, I don't know how relevant that is. It kind of depends if decks are having more big creatures, like one or two big creatures, or multiple small creatures. I don't know. But if I had a deck, just like your generic blue-white control deck, like something like that, right? And you had to pick between Jace and Tamiyo, I'd play Jace. I think he's better, but I wouldn't play either of them very much. So that's what I think about Jace. Let's move on. Let's talk about this Overload, right? Which is this red. I don't know. People know way more about this than I do in terms of like lore. I don't know the lore at all, and I don't really care to know about the lore very much. But Overload basically takes a spell's text and changes it from target to each, right? So let me give you an example. So Street Spasm. Nope. Yeah, Street Spasm is a good one. Okay. So it costs X red, and it's instant. Street Spasm deals X damage to target creature without flying you don't control. The overload cost is XX red red, and you may cast it for its overload cost. If you do, change its text by replacing all instances of target with each. So it becomes pay XX red red, deal X damage to each creature without flying you don't control. That's like the worst card ever, right? I mean, like, Bonfire of the Damned is just better in, like, every sense of the word. I mean, Street Spasm, sure, it's instant, but that's all. I don't care. It doesn't hit the player, it doesn't hit flyers, garbage card. Overload, I don't really like it very much. Maybe, I don't know. They would have to, I mean, the mechanic is interesting, that you could blanket something or hit something, but, like, it just costs so much. The other one, Mism Mortars, deal 4 damage to target creature you don't control. The overload is 3 red, red, red. Deal 4 damage to each creature. That's six, right? Miracling a Bonfire only costs 5. And it hits the player too. It's just better. I don't know. I don't like Overload very much. Whatever. Scavenge could be interesting. I like Scavenge better than Overload. And Scavenge, it definitely depends on the creature that it's on. So like Deadbridge Goliath has 2 and 2 green for 5/5. That's actually pretty good. Like, that's a big creature. I bet that's gonna be awesome in draft and limited. Scavenge is 4 and 2 green. Exile it from your graveyard. Put +1 counters on another creature equal to its power. That's kind of cool. So like you can recycle your creatures and stuff. I don't know. Probably not that great, but it's a thing. Better than Overload, I think. Let's see. The multicolor cards. Oh, okay, so the charms are back. Some of the charms are awesome. Some of them are the garbagest cards. Oh, no. Okay, before that, let's talk about the Azorius mechanic. Detain. So here we have Archon of Triumvirate. Flying, 4/5 flyer for 5 white blue. That's 7 mana. That's like a Drogskull Reaver, oh man, or an Elishnorn. Flying. Whenever Archon of Triumvirate attacks, detain up to 2 target non-land permanents your opponents control. Until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. That's interesting. I don't really know. I see this mechanic as being one where I would never play a card because it did this. But if a card is good anyway, without this mechanic, and this mechanic just makes it a little bit better, keep it. Then I play it. Right? I was actually invited to be on this podcast last night. Once it posts, I'll link you guys in the videos. And we talked about this. And a good example we came up with is Restoration Angel. Restoration Angel, a 3/4 flying for flash, right? For 3 and a white. That's a card I would consider playing anyway. Like, I would play that card in a deck. Probably, maybe. But it's not like it's not like it's garbage, right? I don't just throw it out the window. Whereas, like, Geist of Saint Shaft, if it didn't make the Angel, I wouldn't play it, right? Like, a 2/2 hexproof, garbage, not playing that. But, like, the Restoration Angel is pretty sweet. The fact that it flickers something is like an extra bonus, and it makes it even more likely that I want to play it. I feel the same way with Detain. If there's a creature that's already pretty dang good, and it also has Detain to just push it over to the next level a little bit, probably I'll play it. But I will never. I don't think I'll play a creature for the Detain cost, if that makes sense at all. or not for the, but because it has detain, right? I don't think I'd play a card that detained something. That's would cost like 1, maybe probably not even then. Okay, let's talk about charms. Azorius Charm. This is my least favorite of the 3. So it's instant, costs blue-white. Choose one. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn, or draw a card, or put a target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. So you have like condemn or a cantrip or lifelink. I don't like this one as much because I don't know. I just don't like it as much. Like giving your creatures lifelink is not that great. It's okay, but it's not awesome because really, like if you're attacking, that usually indicates that you're ahead, right? Kind of like in a general sense. This is more true in limited than in constructed. But in kind of a general sense, once you start chump blocking, once you're the one blocking, and once you stop attacking, and they keep attacking, once you have to stop, you're probably losing at that point. You're probably behind, right? And so like in limited, a lot of times the first person to stop attacking or the first person to start chump blocking is behind, and they have to do some work to get back ahead again. And like giving something lifelink, like giving your creatures lifelink only, is not good enough. I think something like the land, right, that gives them lifelink and death touch is pretty sweet because you can send them through. And you attack, and then they can't block because you give everything death touch, and then you just don't do anything in every mana, and that's kind of cool. The draw card, no, I mean play 2 mana draw card, nope, that's not good. Put or like condemn something, not good enough. I don't think. I think there's just better things you want to be doing with your mana. It's interesting though. I mean, maybe it'll be good. I could be wrong there. Of course, I love the options. That's pretty nice. I think that I won't ever give my creatures lifelink. If I were to play this card, let's just pretend I put this card in Blue-White Delver, right? Let's pretend there it is, in Blue-White Delver. I don't think I would ever give my creatures lifelink. Maybe, but probably not. Most of the time I'd be drawing, or I'd be flipping a guy. One of their guys. And that seems fine, like you swing with your guys, then you'll flip their guy when they block or something. I don't know, whatever. Okay, let's go on to Dreadbore. This card, oh man, I thought this card was amazing. I thought it was instant. I thought it just replaced Terminate. Doesn't quite do that, but it's still good. Black-red, sorcery, destroy target creature or planeswalker. That's good. I put it in the same bucket as Pillar of Flame, where it probably goes in the sideboard of a deck, maybe 1 or 2. Like, it's good because it's better than Doomblade, it's better than Murder, it's better than, it's not instant. I don't know, probably in the right deck this is a decent card. It goes, like I said, it fills the same slot as like a Pillar, kind of in that area. Where some decks will want it, some decks won't. Hypersonic Dragon, meh. I don't really want to talk about that. Okay, we can talk about Xperia, Supreme Judge. Costs 2 white, 2 blue, 6 mana for a 6/4 flying. That's not bad. That's pretty beefy. Flying. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may draw a card. Nah, that's not good enough for me. I don't know. It's fine. People are going to play it. It's going to win people games, but it's not that great, I don't think. The next one, this one I really like. Izzet Charm. This is blue-red. Instant. Choose one. Counter target non-creature spell, unless its controller pays 2. Or Izzet Charm deals 2 damage to target creature. Or draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. I like this one a lot. This one has a lot more room to grow than the Azorius Charm, I think. Or like a lot more options. So you can spell pierce something, or you can shock a creature, or you draw 2, discard 2. You loot, basically. I like this one a lot more. This one has a lot more options. You can just hold this for the opportune moment, and then it really affects the battlefield, I think, in a much better way than the Azorius Charm did. I don't like the Azorius Charm very much, but that's okay. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Guild Mage is not good. Oh, NivMizzet, Draco Genius. I like to call it Dracogenus, even though that's wrong. Legendary creature, dragon. This is interesting. So, for those of you who don't know, planeswalkers, right? They have the planeswalker rule, where if 2 planeswalkers with the same type are in the battlefield, they both go away, or they both sacrifice, right? Or they don't sacrifice, but they're both put into the graveyard. And so it's Jace Beleren and Jace Memory Adept. You can't have them both. If you play one and there's another one out, they just cancel and they just go away. people going in and out of the garage. Apologize. Okay, so anyway, so Planeswalker rule, right? They cancel each other out, they're gone. Both creatures, the legend rule is different. The legend rule cares about the English version of their name. So you have two different NivMizzets, which is kind of crazy. I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, they couldn't really do anything about it, right? But like you have NivMizzet, the Firemind, and then you have NivMizzet, what is it? Draco Genius. And they're different names, so you could play them both if you wanted, and like have them both out, and they combo together, and that's really sweet, right? But isn't that weird? Okay, so let's read it. So 2 blue, 2 red, same as the other NivMizzet. Flying, 5/5. Just for comparison, the other NivMizzet, which I'll put on the screen so you guys can see it, is a 4/4 flying. So that's just better. So the new one is just better flying like that. Sorry guys, I really hope we're done. Okay, with all the ins and outs. Okay, so old NivMizzet. Whenever you draw a card, NivMizzet the Fireman deals 1 damage to target creature or player. And draw a card. Tap to draw a card. The new NivMizzet. Whenever NivMizzet Draconius deals damage to a player, you may draw a card. And you pay blue, red, and NivMizzet deals 1 damage to target creature or player. That's better. I like that one much more. Because you can, I mean, there's obvious reasons why, right? Because, like, you can dump your mana into them if you have to. Which is awesome that you could just do that. I like this card a lot. I hope he sees play. I think he will. I think I'll probably play him. Maybe not, but he seems great. He seems really, really good. I like him. Anyway, I just want to move on. I don't really have much to say. I like him. I give him like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I really like him. Okay, let's talk about Celestia Charm, the other charm. This one, I like this one a lot too. Okay, choose one. Okay, so it's green, white, instant. Choose one. Target creature gets +2/2 and gains trample until end of turn. Or exile target creature with power 5 or greater. Or put a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance onto the battlefield. Love it. I think it's great. I would play this in all my green-white decks. Because yeah, it's so versatile again. It's not like the first one. You know, I mean, you could push damage through. It's pretty obvious what you could do with this card, right? Like I really like it. I think it does a lot of different things, and I think it's a great card. Judge's Familiar. I really like this card too. This is a hybrid blue or white mana. Creature bird, 1/1 flying. Sacrifice Judge's Familiar. Counter target instant sorcery spell, and this controller pays 1. Solid. Perfect card. Love it. The next one is this Chromatic Lantern. This card is sweet. This card looks amazing. It's kind of interesting that they put this though, because like this was like an auto include in every single EDH deck, which is kind of funny when they do that. But okay, so it's a 3 mana cost artifact. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Whoa, that's really good. And it has tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So not only does it fix your mana for forever, but it also ramps you, so that it's like a Pristine Talisman, or like that Vessel of Endless Rest, but on crack. Like I love this card. It's like perfect. Holy cow. It's going to be really, really good, I think. Well, I don't know if it's actually going to be really good. I mean, it's not much better than Pristine Talisman. Like, oh, that's my eye. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. It's not like that much better than Pristine Talisman, but or like, Vessel. But it will go in those same decks and probably a couple other decks. And I think it's great. I think it's really good. There's some, I like it. And then, of course, the lands. So we have Blood Crypt, Hallowed Fountain, Overgrown Tomb, Temple Garden, Steam Vents. Yes! Oh, that feels good. I'm really excited. And we also have these gates, which I don't really care about at all. There's a guild gate for each guild. It always comes into play tapped, and it taps to add 1 of each of those colors. So the Azorius Guild Gate taps for a white or for a blue. They're called land gates. Like, land, like Blood Crypt is land, Swamp Mountain, and the Azorius Guild Gate is land gate, right? And then there's some cards that like fetch gates. It's fine. I think instead of gate, I think they should have made it a basic of those colors, so that you could search it with like evolving wilds or like in modern like rampant growth. I think that'd be sweet if these were basics that you could search when you could search for basic lands. But whatever, they're probably too good in that case. Let's see, Grove of the Guardian. Nah, that's garbage. Yeah, and then you have another, what's that, Reliquary Tower or whatever? Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, sack it unless you pay 1. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Just another EDH land. So those are the spoilers. Those are the cards I'm excited about. There's other cards I didn't mention, and that's going to continue to happen. I'm not going to mention all the cards. But those are the ones that I'm really looking forward to, the ones that I'm more excited about than others. Let me tell you a little bit now about my approach to these spoilers. So the obvious deck that's being built right now that's like really easy to see is like a blue-red Delver style deck. That's already, you can see Izzet Charm goes in there. You can see Bonfire and Delver of Secrets, possibly like a NivMizzet or two. Yeah, I mean you have like cards that are already being built to go into this deck. And I don't know if that's actually what we want to do, but it seems good. It seems good. But okay, so I'll tell you anyway. So I'll tell you what I do with spoilers as well. As I look through these spoilers, I find cards that people love, or that they will love, like Xperia, like a NivMizzet, some of the charms, the dragons, like that kind of stuff. And like you have to take those into account. You have to like acknowledge that they're going to exist and kind of be prepared for them. Like we have states coming just a couple of weeks after Ravnica hits, and like it's really important to know that these cards exist and to either build a deck that's built around these cards because they're really powerful, or build a deck that's ready to beat those cards. I think you need to be ready for a blue-red Delver deck. Even if you're not going to play it, I think you got to watch for it, because even if it's not good, I'm not saying it is good or isn't good. Either way, people are going to do it. They're going to do it all over the place. Because I thought of it quickly, and I'm not that smart. I'm not that great at brewing, but if I thought of it, I know a million other people thought of it too. So be ready for that. Either build the best one, or build a deck that's prepared for a blue-red Delver deck, because that's going to exist. So that's what I'm noting down. Okay, blue-red Delver, watch out for it, because someone's going to do that. And then that's what I've seen so far. I haven't seen other decks being like built, you know what I mean, like out of the ground or anything like that, except for that one. But in general, spoilers, it's fun to look at. It's fun to think about and go like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. The first thing I saw, the first interaction I saw was definitely the Delver of Secrets, Bonfire, the Damned, Izzet Charm. And I was like, oh, those 3 cards seem like they play well together. But I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm not going to brew. I'm not going to try. Well, maybe brew. I mean, I'm not going to like practice my brewing. I'm not going to like, okay, test these, Innistrad M13 decks, getting ready for the rotation. I'm not doing that because I just don't know what's in there yet. But like, just keep an open mind. Keep an open mind to everything. Don't turn off your mind to any card. Even the card I said is garbage, like these stupid overload cards. I don't like them at all, but maybe they'll be really good. You never know, right? Remember Bonfire? People didn't like Bonfire very much when it first came out. They thought it was pretty bad. And if you don't think you thought that, you did. Everybody thought that right at first. And it took a couple of weeks for us to get more accustomed to it. Last time, guys, I really apologize about this. So that's what's going on with spoiler season. I've kind of given you my feelings, what I think. Other than that, I had really exciting stuff going on for the channel. The sponsorship thing, hopefully it goes right. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, But you guys are my first priority. It's not the store sponsorship or putting a logo somewhere. That my first priority is you and making these videos as often as I can. The new contest is coming soon. I just have to work out how we're going to do prizes, and then I'll announce the new contest. The tournament is going great. We really got to push it along, especially not losers bracket, but we're working on it. I can't think of anything else. I'm getting a new webcam on Wednesday, which is going to be awesome, so I won't look like pixelated garbage anymore. I will look fantastic and super sexy. And until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out, and I love you mucho.